Hi, welcome everybody. I'm here tonight to teach you some beginners class with Gavin. So Gavin has never done a class before, ever in his whole life. This is class number 1. So we're gonna have a good time with it. You ready for this, Gavin?
I'm ready for it.
He's ready for it. He's ready for anything I throw at him.
Anything.
Just to be clear, this is gonna be a really nice, loving class, so there's no need to be intimidated or nervous. So Gavin, this is gonna be the front of your mat, that's the back of your mat.
Okay.
And you're just gonna come to the back of your mat in child's pose. So child's pose, for those of you who've never been in it, I'll be a little bit forward of you and you stay back there. So you're gonna separate your knees just out as wide as it feels good for you. So you may be starting all the way up here, Gavin, with your forearms in the floor, and maybe if your hips are really tight, then this will be enough to feel the stretch. But if you feel like you can separate your knees a little wider and drop your seat back a little lower, and if that feels good, then you can relax your head and just reach your arms out nice and long. So with your palms flat, yeah, so one thing I'm gonna talk about while you're here, so Gavin, you just stay here and close your mouth and just find some feel-good breaths, right? So what I want you to do is inhale as deeply as you can as it feels good, right? Fill your lungs up and feel your rib cage expand a little bit. And then when you exhale, I want you to release all the air out through your nose, which is really gonna travel through your glottis. We'll talk about that as we move on. But right now, I just want you to kind of feel like it just is naturally you're breathing through your nose, inhales and exhales, until you can turn that into making it a little deeper. So don't get heady about it. We're gonna extend through the fingertips. So I want you to, while you're staying there with your head relaxed, just reach your arms out as long as you can, just to feel a stretch through your shoulders, right?
I gotta reset here.
So does that mean, where did you feel that?
Well, I was feeling it in my knees a little bit.
Oh, okay, so that's good to know. So now you can turn forward and use the mat instead. Okay. So they make extra wide mats, which is really cool now for people who, when they feel it in their knees, if you're on a hardwood floor. So now you have extra cushion in your knees and you can relax through your toes and bring it down here. So that's great. So you'll learn pretty early on, if you invested in a mat that's a normal width, you may want to move yourself into getting one that's wider. Or another option is you could take 2 little hand towels, fold them up, and slide them under your knees, one on each side. So Gavin, you're just there breathing and relaxing. But if you have a regular size mat and you don't want to get the wider one, you can bring a little cushion under your knees. So Gav, go ahead and reach your arms out long, and I want you to lift your head a little bit off the floor. So you're still face down, and your head is lifted, and you're just extending out through your fingertips. And I want you to reach out so far that it feels like someone is pulling on your shoulders, stretching on your shoulders. But see if you can drop your seat back. So bring your butt back towards your heels. Yeah, so only your arms are walking out without kind of stealing your seat from your heels. And this may be already a lot. Like you might feel like, wow, I feel a deep stretch in my shoulders. Where do you feel it? You could pop your head up and just look at me.
I feel it in my shoulders, definitely stretching.
Yeah, you feel your shoulders stretching out. And that's a beautiful thing. So then press yourself back and we'll turn and face forward. And we're gonna bring your knees right under your hips. And we'll bring your wrists directly under your shoulders. And then you're gonna spread your fingers as wide as you can. So just bring your middle fingers in line with your shoulders so they're straight forward. So the reason why we're spreading the hands so wide is so that you have a nice strong foundation, right? So now think about this, Gavin. Think about pushing yourself away from the floor. So while you're here, you're gonna press yourself away so your chest comes away from the floor so you're engaging through your arms, and then you're gonna take your elbows that are turned out and you're gonna turn them in. Yes, very nice. Gavin, look at you. Okay, so we're gonna turn them in. That engages through the triceps. Now I want you to relax through your neck a little bit. So don't bring so much energy into here. You can look slightly forward, but make sure you're not shrugging your folders. You're shrugging your shoulders up by your ears. That's folders for some of you people who don't know what shoulders and folders, the difference. And Gavin, you're up on your toes. on the balls of your feet. So that's really nice too, because that opens a little bit through the arches of your feet and the flexibility in your toes. And you're just gonna find a nice big breath in here. Pull back through your shoulders and inhale. Now when you exhale, let your head drop, look through your legs. So let your head drop down, look through your legs and relax the top of your feet. Let the top of your feet drop in the floor. Yeah, now stay here, keep those shoulders stacked. So don't shift yourself back, keep them on top of your wrists. Yeah, so let your head drop, look under your shoulders. Now bring your belly button, keep your arms straight and bring, yeah, round up. So make this nice and round right here. Round up, yes, round up through your spine. So kind of like a cobra, right? Where you can feel the stretch. You feel it here in your back? Yes. And then look out in front of you, breathe in, lose that. So push your butt back behind you, inhale. And then on the exhale, round and tuck it. So we're gonna round up, belly button towards your face. Yes, very nice. Now on the inhale, open it back up where you were, come up onto your toes. So we're gonna add the feet in. We're up on the toes. On the exhale, relax the toes, round it up. Relax the feet, round it. So don't move the shoulders. Keep those guys where they are. One more time, open it up. So keep them stacked. Breathe in, come up onto your toes. And then on the exhale, keep the shoulders here, round and tuck it. Ready? Round and tuck it up. Round it up, straighten the arms, push yourself away from the floor for 5. Yeah, keep rounding it. 4, 3, beautiful. For 2, and then slow and easy, come back into your child's pose. So relax yourself down a little bit. Just take a seat back, and you don't have to bring your knees out so wide right here. Okay. As in the transition, you could just drop it down if it doesn't feel good to bring them out alongside of you. And then, Gavin, you're gonna take your whole upper body over to the right side. So all I want you to do is keep your knees where they are, yep, and walk your upper body, reach it over, and then drop down, and extend and lengthen. Very nice. So relax through your toes, let the top of your feet relax. And then from your hip all the way up through your shoulder, we're gonna find a little stretch there. Does that feel good through here? Yeah, and you can just relax through here, right? You're breathing into your shoulders, and then we'll lift the upper body up, and you're gonna walk that to the left. Same thing, just upper body's coming to the left side. So walk it all the way over, find a nice breath in. As you exhale, drop it down, and drop your seat back, keeping your toes relaxed. Yeah, reach through your fingertips. And then we're gonna come back center onto the mat, and together, we're gonna come into downward facing dog. So we'll do it together here. So walk your hands forward, step your feet back, bring your feet in line with your hips, and now open your arms and let your butt bones, yeah, very nice, Gavin. Let your seat, that's beautiful. Look at that downward facing dog. Especially for someone who's never done it, this is very impressive. So we're letting, you're staying right where you are. Let your neck be relaxed here. Yeah, let your arms open up. So we're exaggerating a little bit through the seat so you feel it a little bit here through your low back. And then all I want you to do is, I'll come next to you to show you, all I want you to do is bend one knee. And then bend the other knee. That's it. Now you're just walking it out. So keep your arms open, keep your head low, and you're just bending through. And that should feel nice in the back of the legs, a little bit through the hamstrings, through the Achilles. And then very slowly, we're gonna take little baby steps, one little step at a time, one little step at a time, till you get right up to the front of your mat where your feet, your heels are right underneath your hips. So go ahead and separate your feet so that your heels are under your hips. Awesome. And then you're gonna grab opposite elbow to hand, bend your knees, let your chest rest into your thighs, and let your head relax. So top of the head is in the floor, and you're just gonna say a slow motion no, Gav. So just turn your head easy, ear to one side, slow motion. Beautiful. Okay, and then we'll drop the fingertips outside your baby toes, and we're gonna step back on the ball of your right foot. So take your right foot and slide it back so that you're in a lunge. Now, do you feel tight here? Does it feel like something's tight?
Not tight, but it's...
You can feel the stretch. You can feel the stretch. Okay, so stay right there. And then all I want you to do is bring your right knee down to the floor, nice and easy. Yeah, so right knee is to the floor. So scoot your left foot a little more forward, just a little bit. Scooch it up. Yeah, so that your knee is not, I don't want any pressure through that patella. Okay. So your knee's not coming forward of your ankle. Now tell me, where do you feel that?
I can feel it all the way down my back and leg.
Nice. So, but does it feel like a stretch or does it feel uncomfortable?
No, it doesn't feel uncomfortable. It feels like a good stretch.
Perfect. So we'll just breathe here in the stretch. Now, to take it a little deeper, lift that back knee up. Back knee lifts, and push a little energy through your heel. So bring, some body weight back through that Achilles. Very nice. And then we'll bring the knee back down to the floor. And then we're going to slowly pick it up. Push a little energy through that heel. And then we'll bring the knee down nice and easy. And we're going to keep that knee there. And then you're just going to straighten your front leg. So I want you to just walk your fingertips back. So now if you're just starting out, I should have mentioned that it's good to have some blocks. So these blocks are your props, Gav. And you can bring your hands on your blocks. Nice. So this way you're up a little higher. So if it feels like, and I want you to lengthen through your upper back so you can bring them even higher. You can bring them all the way up here so that now you feel like you don't have to kind of round forward. Now flex your toes back, and can you feel that run up? Yeah, through the back of that leg. And we won't stay here long because you're not getting into those stretches, right? So we're gonna come right back out of it. So you can just take the blocks and put them outside of your mat. Bring the hands down, lift that back knee, and step that right foot up across from your left. So go ahead and just step it up. And then we're gonna roll up nice and slow. So one vertebrae at a time. Let your head stay relaxed. We'll roll up to standing. And then we'll stretch the arms up to the sky. So just reach them out, bring them up to the sky, and then you'll take your right hand and you'll grab your left wrist and you'll breathe in, and as you exhale, just pull over. Just a nice feel good. Nice. And then we'll, nope, you gotta pull that guy over this way. This way. Yeah, so you're pulling it. I closed my eyes for a second. And then we'll come back center, switch the grip, and it's nice to just close your eyes and then stretch over. So really just get into, wow, the stretch feels good. And then we'll come back center and we'll release the arms down. And then just shrug and roll the shoulders. So we're shrugging up, roll it back for 4, shrug and roll it. Shoulder blades come together, 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll bring the feet a little wider than the hips. And then Gavin, go ahead and interlace your fingers behind your back and pull your shoulder blades together, but don't lean forward, just stay upright. Yeah, and just find the reach right here. So chin is nice and natural and relaxed. And then all we're gonna do is slowly fold yourself forward. So if it gets to be more of a challenge to keep your fingers interlaced, you can lock your thumbs. And I just want you to let the top of your head drop into the floor. Very nice. So stay here, Gavin. If you're just starting out, you might get a better stretch. So Gavin can interlace his fingers together, and that's rare, which is really nice. So your shoulders have a little more mobility than the normal dude, and relax that head. So you're looking, so where your eyes go, the body follows, Gavin, and everyone out there. So look where you want your body to go. You want to look through your legs because you want this whole part to just fold forward, right? And then you're just reaching your arms up to where it feels good, the stretch in the shoulders for 5, 4, 3, and then you'll just let the towel fall down to the floor. And then heel, while you're hanging forward, heel toe your feet together. So bring your heels back underneath your hips, nice. And then with your feet as wide as your hips, you're gonna step back on the ball of that left foot into your lunge. So go ahead and take that left foot and step it back into that lunge and scooch your right foot up a little bit. So scooch it up so that your body weight is not coming forward of that knee. Does that make sense? So where I want your body weight to be, Gavin, is kind of down through the floor, right? So you don't want to be bringing it forward, you want to shift it back. So straighten that back leg. Yeah, push energy through that heel. Nice. You feel that?
I feel that.
Yeah, perfect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lower down. Give it a little moment to relax. And then pick it up and press back energy through that heel. Squeeze that quad. We're keeping that left hip down. Nice. And then bring the knee back down to the floor. Easy. Take a little moment and then pick it back up. Very nice. And then bring it down easy. Find your blocks. So while you're here, take your blocks out, one on each side. Yes. And then we're going to straighten that front leg. So we'll get on that heel and we'll flex the toes back. So if that's a lot, if it feels like that's a lot, and you'll be scooching, right, to move yourself around. But if it's a lot, you could straighten it and keep the toes a little bit forward. But you get more of a stretch if you can flex it back, right? Now, if you flex it back and you feel more of a stretch and it's like, wow, that's a lot, then that's where the blocks come into play, right? Where you can push yourself away a little bit with the blocks. Then nice and easy, we won't stay long. We'll drop that foot. We'll lift that back knee, one hand on either side of your foot. So hands come to the floor first, then the knee lifts. Nice, then step that left foot up to the front of your mat. Yep, and you'll hop it a few times. Very nice. And then we're gonna roll up slow and easy to standing. Come on up nice and slow. And we'll bring the palms to the heart center. So that feels good, right? Because it gets your heart rate going and
really good.
And you're starting to get a little bit warm. And then as we get warm, that's what's really beautiful about the Ujjayi breath too, is like once we get warm, then you can go into a little bit of a flow. So we'll bring the feet together. And Gavin, we're gonna take up all of the space that you can. So I want you to stretch your arms out wide and take a full breath in, as wide as you can. Inhale up. Reach up, so eyes go where the body follows. Look up a little bit. And then as you exhale, fold yourself forward. We're gonna come all the way down. Fold down and just grab on and give yourself a little hug. So we're folding in, using your arm strength. And then we'll lift up and bring your fingertips onto your shins. Find a nice deep breath in, push back through your seat, make this long here, so a nice flat back. And then as you exhale, grab onto your calves again. Fold in, fold it, give yourself a little hug. So pull on them, grab it and pull. And then slowly lengthen, push back through your seat and roll yourself all the way up to standing. Very nice, beautiful. So we're gonna find a little bit of a focus. So your drishti is that one thing that you can look at in front of you that's not moving, and I want you to zone into. So you're gonna look out in front of you, look at one thing that's not moving, separate your feet as wide as your hips, so you want your heels under your hips for stability, right? So heels are under the hips, and all we're gonna do is we're just gonna pick up your left knee or shin and hug it into your chest. Just grab it. You don't have to stay there. Grab it, hug it in, pull it in, and drop it. Nice, yeah, and we're gonna alternate that. Pull it in and let it drop. Upper back stays tall. Yep, catch that left knee, pull it up. So we're just moving through the hips. The hips are nice and warm now. Pull it up, very nice. One more each side. Catch it and pull it in. Nice, stay in that drishti. Catch it and pull it in, excellent. So you feel that in the hips, right?
I feel it.
Nice. Now we're gonna take it behind us. So you're gonna stay in your focus and you're just gonna catch one hand to the foot, stretch the leg back and let it go. So reach back, find the drishti, catch it, yep, and release it, nice. And then we'll catch the other one and release it, beautiful. And then we'll catch the right one and release it. So reset the focus, stay in the focus, reset it, lock it in first, right? So there's no race to get there, lock it in, find it, and then catch that foot. So one of the things that we lose as the minutes move on from our life is balance. And when we're kids, catch it. When we're kids, we don't even think about it because we're on monkey bars and we're playing at, you know, going off the slide and the swings, and, you know, we're extremely coordinated and our balance is just there. But the less we go to the playground, the less we do the things to balance, then the easier it is for us to kind of lose it.
Apparently so.
Yeah, so a nice thing about yoga is that you kind of get your balance back too. Yeah, okay, so let's bring the hands to the heart center. We're gonna take a full breath in, reach up high. Stretch up, Gav, look up to where you wanna reach to. On the exhale, fold yourself in, fold in and give yourself a hug. Grab your calves and hug in. And then lift just halfway up. Find a flat back, halfway up. Very nice. Then you're gonna step back. So bring your fingertips down to the floor. You can bend your knees, and we're gonna step back one foot, and we'll step back the other foot. So here we are in a plank position. Get your wrist right under your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide, Gav. And then all I want you to do is bring your knees down to the floor, but keep your hips flat. Beautiful. Keep your hips nice and flat. Knees are in the floor, hips are flat. So we're gonna stay here. We're modified. So you're on an angle from your shoulders to your hips. That looks really nice. Gavin, all we're gonna do is turn your elbows, tuck your elbows in a little bit. Yes, towards each other, perfect. And now, from here, we're gonna come all the way down to the floor. All the way down, nice and easy. Relax. And then slide your palms way back and release your feet. Let the top of your feet relax. Now I want you to make your butt cheeks as tight as you can. So the muscles in your butt cheeks, your glutes, I want you to squeeze them tight, and then I want you to lift up. Push yourself away from the floor. Push up, keep the knees in the floor. Gavin, very nice. Pull the shoulder blades together, and then from the knees, we'll come back into child's pose. Let your head relax. And child's pose is home base. So that's where we go anytime we need a break. So I failed to really mention that to you in the beginning, Gavin, but if there's a moment where you're feeling like, I'm done with this, just come into child's pose. Just come right into it. And then that lets your body know, okay, it's time to relax, let go, release. And then from here, we're gonna come into your down dog. So from your child's pose, slowly shift forward and let your seat drive up to the sky. And now what's nice is let your heels relax so they don't have to touch the floor, but you don't want to be up on your tippy toes. And then bring your right leg up. So left foot's in line with your hip. Yeah, bend that knee, Gavin. Bend that right knee. The left one stays straight. Bend that right knee and open your hip a little bit. If you had a flashlight on your right hip, open it to the side wall. Yeah, we're gonna turn open. Straighten the arms a little more, drop the right foot. Right foot comes to the floor, child's pose, relax. So you can feel that there's a lot of work in the upper body, right? There's a lot of work in the shoulders in that one. So the elbows start to bend because your shoulders start to feel tired. So if that's the case, then you can always come onto your forearms. So I'm gonna show you, Gavin, you stay right where you are, and I'm gonna show you guys at home if you wanna even start that, if you wanna start that pose out on the other side, on the forearms, you could be here, and then you could lift that leg up and bend that knee, and you can open through that hip this way. So just know that you have the option. Gavin seems to be strong enough to do the other side without the modification. So let's come on into down dog. So you'll keep your fingers spread wide. Yeah, so let your head drop and bring your seat up. That's it. So you're opening through the shoulders. Now, Gavin, you're gonna stay strong in the arms, right? So keep those arms strong. Elbows turn a little bit to the back wall, but they don't bend. Let your head relax. So look where you want your body to go, right? You want your head to get closer to the floor, so look through your legs. So it'll drop that down. Now, Gavin, bring your feet only as wide as your hips. That's really important to know. You want your feet as wide as your hips because that other foot is gonna be helping you, right? So we want it to be in line with that hip. So now take your left leg up to the sky. Left leg high, bend your left knee. Yeah, open your hip up. So open that hip sideways, so curl this guy in and turn the knee out. Turn it out a little bit. So yeah, you're opening this. Push that heel back, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring that foot to the floor and come on into your child's pose. Take a little break. Nicely done. So Gavin, let's take a seat. We're gonna sit on your mat. So you'll sit right on your bottom with your sit bones facing this way. Yeah, so you have the whole length of your mat here. And then we're gonna bring the legs out in front of you and we'll flex the toes back. Very nice, yeah, beautiful. Here, so we'll just find, and we'll separate the feet as wide as your hips. And then we're gonna reach the arms up to the sky. We'll find a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, I want you to reach out as if I had your wrists and I'm pulling you forward. Yeah, so don't round the back. but keep it long. Yeah, reach out, and I'm gonna pull you forward. Keep reaching out. You got some good flexibility for a guy who doesn't do yoga. Fold it. I mean, honestly, most people who don't do it are way back here. So you're ahead of the game, look at you. So you can catch those toes, and if that feels like it's really deep, catch your ankles and then pull. Give yourself a little pull so you're bringing your chest towards your toes. Nice. And then slow and easy, walk yourself up and bring the soles of the feet together. So bottom of the feet come together, and we're gonna walk them out as long as you are from your shoulder to your wrist. So everybody at home, as long as you are from your shoulder to your wrist, that's how much space you want from the top of your feet. And then we're gonna take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, just grab those toes and give yourself a little hug. And that should feel really nice. Does that feel good in your back?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're just kind of folding forward, and let's just stay here and find some inhales and some exhales. If you can keep your mouth closed, great. If you can't, that's great too, right? So you can keep it open, and you'll learn the breathing as you go along. So this is your very first class. We're not gonna spend a whole bunch of time just talking about breath. But what I do want you to do is when you exhale, hug it a little more, right? Because while we're here and we're warm, we can find a little bit, right? As we stay in the pose, you can find that you can get a little bit closer. Very nice. And then slowly bring that up. And then we're gonna lie back into the floor, flat back on your mat. And we're just gonna find a feel good. So stretch your arms overhead. Yeah, reach your toes out long. So there's energy through your toes, through your fingertips. Find a big breath in, and Gavin, as you exhale, so let your head relax. As you exhale, just hug your knees up into your chest. Just grab your knees, let your head stay low. Grab your knees, yeah, let your head relax, and then rock yourself a little bit side to side. So you're massaging your back into the floor, just a little rock. And then I want you to hold on to your knees and make a circle on the ceiling. Big circle, and let your head be relaxed. So your head and neck stays relaxed in the floor, just a circle around, and then reverse it, circle it the other way. So this is just a little massage of your back into the floor, right? Because we've been doing a little bit of work. And then keep your right knee hugged in and straighten your left leg out. So right knee hugs in, left leg comes to the floor. Go ahead and straighten it and just let it relax. So let it just be. And hug that knee in, because you're a little bit warm, so give it a big hug. Circle through that right ankle. We've been standing on that foot, so just big circle both directions. That's just for mobility in your ankle, right? Now I want you to hug that knee in with your left hand and stretch your right arm over to the right side and let it drop to the floor. Let your right arm drop to the right, all the way out like a T, yeah. And keep hugging that left knee in. And then find a deep breath in, and as you exhale, take your right hand outside of your knee. So bring it out here and guide your knee over to the left. Yeah, guide it over. So it doesn't have to go all the way down. What I want you to do is I want you to reach through your right arm and try and press your right shoulder blade down. And it doesn't have to touch. You're just trying to press it, right? And I could see that this is a deep stretch for you, right? So you don't need, yeah, it doesn't even need to be, you can even stop it right up here, right? You can, yeah, find a place where it's nice and comfortable for you. So we're not trying to, you know, especially in your first class, we're not trying to get any place in particular other than, oh yeah, this feels good, this feels nice, I'm warm and this feels good. And this is a nice spinal twist. So we're just finding a little bit of mobility through the spine, and then we'll slowly bring that leg back, hug both knees back up again. So grab that left knee with the right, pull it in, and rock a little bit side to side, nice and easy. And then hug the left knee in, hold on to that left shin, and let your right leg just relax to the floor. Right leg goes straight down, let it relax. Just straight out, yep. And hug this guy in with two hands first. Two hands, and just give yourself a big pull. Circle through this ankle. Slow and easy, both directions. So again, just a nice warm ankle. We're just trying to get in there and find a little bit of movement. Now hug it in with your left hand. Keep your left hand on that and let your right arm stretch over. Hug it in with your right hand, sorry about that. Left arm drops. So let your left palm drop, find a nice breath in. Yeah, as you exhale, guide over to where it feels good. And as you guide it over, Gav, bring your hand on top so you can be in charge of how much you want to take it, you know, how much pressure you have. So at some point, you know, as you go through the practice, as you flow more and you do some more yoga, it'll feel good to keep it going, you know, a little bit at a time. And that left arm's a little active. We're reaching through the left fingertips a little bit. And then we'll bring it back center. Nice. And we'll bend both knees and drop 2 feet in the floor as wide as your hips. So knees are bent, feet are in the floor. Very nice. Palms are outside of your hips. We're going to stay right here. So your toes are in line with your heels. So your feet are going to be straight on. Very nice. Now, your palms are going to stay in the floor, and you can use those to help you. So you can use them a little bit as leverage. And all I want you to do is lift your hips up and squeeze your glutes. Hips lift to the sky, squeeze the glutes. So this is a bridge, and then we're gonna lower it down nice and easy. So when we make the glutes stronger, then we make the back stronger. Lift the hips up, squeeze the glutes, push down through the heels and through the feet, and then lower it down nice and slow. Very nice. We have 2 more. Find the lift, squeeze the glutes, grip the toes, and lower it down. So keep the feet nice and flat in the floor, and then go ahead and lift the hips up, squeeze the glutes, and lower it down. Beautiful. Very nice. Gavin, take your left ankle and cross it onto your right leg. Just a little cross. Excellent. Okay. So now we're going to do that same thing with the bridges. Palms are nice and flat. Stay here and find a breath in. As you exhale on the work, lift the hips up and use that right glute more. Squeeze it. Very nice. And lower it down. Excellent. Find the breath in. As you exhale, lift it up. Big exhale, squeeze the glute and release it down. And then inhale. On the exhale, lift it up. Drive the hips towards the ceiling and lower it down. And one more time. Find the breath in first. On the exhale, lift it up and release it. Awesome. You're going to stay here with your leg, and then you're going to take your left hand and thread it through that little space that you have here. So left hand threads through. Yep. Now thread your right arm through. Now pick up this foot and grab this leg. So just the hamstring. So release the ankle. Yep. Interlace your hands behind that. So bring your left hand to your right. Yeah. Grab that leg. Now let your head relax back. Can you feel that stretch?
Yes.
Yeah. So find the pull. Now stay right there, Gavin. So Gavin would benefit from having a little towel. So it could be any kind of towel that you have at home. You can roll it up and have it next to you for your practice by putting that under your head so that we can neutralize his cervical spine. So there's just a little bit of space when his head drops back, and that's not really comfortable, right? So you feel the difference. Do you feel more comfortable here?
Much, yeah.
Yeah. So you just, you know, roll up a little beach towel or something. Now while you're here, Gavin, what I want you to do is I want you on your exhales, and you can interlace your hands where it's comfortable, right? So you can catch them that way. And then on the exhales, just pull back a little bit. So see if this guy could, yeah, come back a little further. So just on the exhales, we're just staying here. So let everything else relax. See if you can relax through your face. Maybe you like to close your eyes while you're breathing into that stretch. Yeah. And your jaw is relaxed, and your cheeks are relaxed, and your teeth are unclenched, and you're just hugging that leg in, just feeling the stretch. And what's really nice is to stay in the pose and hold it. So you don't have to always be going from one pose to the next. We're just holding this pose. Gavin, where do you feel it? Yes, your left glute. Right. Very nice. Now what we're going to do is we're going to release the hands, keep that leg lifted, and just cross this knee over this knee. So let your left knee cross. Yep, perfect. That's your cross. Drop your arms out like the letter T, out to the side. Find a big breath in. And as you exhale, let your upper body go over to the right side. So this upper body, let your head stay relaxed. Yeah, and just let your upper body drop to the floor just as far as it feels good. So you feel that where? Yes, along that whole side there, yeah. So now you're just relaxing, and it's pulling through the side and a little bit maybe or a lot in your low back, depending on how tight you are there. And we're just going to breathe it. So again, close your eyes, and you can let that just find its way into where it feels good. And you can think about a little energy through your fingertips. Press down through your left shoulder blade because you're bringing your legs over to the right. So you're going to focus on that other side as being able to just bring the shoulder blade down, and then you get a little more through that pec. So can you feel a little bit even there when you reach through the fingertips? Yes. Yeah, very nice. And then, Gav, we'll bring them back, and we'll uncross the feet and just drop them down. Just relax. Yep. So we're just going to let go before we go to the other side. We're nice and relaxed. Let your low spine drop into the floor a little bit. Relax through your eyes. Relax through your shoulder blades. And then we'll walk the feet back up so that your feet are as wide as your hips and your knees are bent. And your toes are forward. And your heels are in line with your hips. So a little wider. Feet are a little wider. And then we're going to cross the right ankle onto the left. Yeah. There you go. And we're going to stay here. Bring your arms alongside of your hips. Before the stretch, we're going to do those bridges. So first, find a breath in. And as you exhale, lift your hips up. Drive your pelvis towards the sky. Squeeze your left glute. So it's all about engaging through that glute. And then we'll lower down. Find the inhale. And as you exhale, drive it up. Yeah, drive your pelvis through the sky. We're squeezing that left glute. Let's lower it down. And then, Gavin, go ahead and take it up. Squeeze through that. Can you feel that left butt cheek working? And then lower down nice and easy. Find the breath in. And as you exhale, let's lift it up. Squeeze it up right here. And then we'll relax it down. We'll stay here for a moment. Then we'll thread through. The right hand's going to come through that little space. And the left guy is going to meet it behind your hamstring. Catch it. Nice. Let your head relax. And now as you exhale, you're going to give yourself a hug, right? If it feels good. If it feels like the stretch is deep enough, you'll just kind of hang out there. But the beauty of working the pose, Gavin, is that you're already in it and you're warm. So the more you work it, the more you'll get out of that stretch, right? So if you just kind of hang out and you're not feeling much, then you miss out on the opportunity of the benefit of the pose. Does that make sense? Yeah. And so now you're feeling it through that right glute, right? You're feeling it through that, yeah. And we're just breathing in, and the upper body is a part of the stretch, right? It's a part of the movement. We're pulling it in if it feels good on the exhales. And if it feels good right where you are, then you'll just kind of hang out there. So let's stay here let's work for like another 10 seconds of breathing in. And your head is relaxed, and your neck is relaxed, and your chin is neutral, right? So you feel totally relaxed in that upper body, Gav?
I am relaxed.
Yeah, good. Totally relaxed through the face. We're hugging in. And then slowly, we're going to release the hands, and we'll drop the foot, and we'll cross this leg over. So just find, yeah, as far over as it'll cross for you. Arms drop back out to the side. So there's energy through the palms, right? We'll press down through the palms a little bit. Find a big breath in. As you exhale, lift that left heel up. No. Keep the hips down. Just the left heel lifts a little bit off the floor, the whole left foot. And then take it over to the other side. Yeah. And let it drop wherever it feels good. Let it just relax. So chin stays center neutral. And then you're going to press down through that right shoulder blade a little bit so that you can feel it. Now you feel across here, right? Yeah. So now we're inside the pec, we're inside the hip, we're inside that whole left side. And then what we're going to do again is just relax and let go. So allow yourself to just be here, be still. And it's nice to close your eyes because that gives you the opportunity to really just let yourself melt into the pose. So there's not a moment where it feels like you always have to be working and finding something. I want you to find those moments where you can just relax into it. And then slow and easy, we'll bring the legs back center. And we'll uncross and drop that left foot to the floor. Knees are going to stay bent. Arms are going to stay where they are. And we're going to walk your feet a lot wider than your hips. So just walk your feet out, but keep your knees bent. Yep, nice and wide. And then we're just going to find a breath in. And as you exhale, take 2 knees over to the right side. 2 knees both go to the right. Yes. Come back center. Breathe in. And as you exhale, 2 knees go to the left. And this should feel good in the hips. And then come back center. Breathe in. Take it over to the right side. Bring it back center. and then bring it over to the left. Very nice. Come back center, find a breath in. As you exhale, we'll go to the right. We're gonna stay to the right. So both knees come to the right. Now, Gavin, pick up your right foot and just press it on top of this left leg. And look at that. See, now you can use it. So the stronger you press that right leg down, the deeper the stretch you feel. And that should run right up through this hip. Yeah? Do you feel it there? Very nice. Yeah. So if it was so tight that it didn't feel comfortable, then you don't even have to press it, right? You could just stay relaxed in it, and that would be enough for you. If it feels like, hey, you know, you went for a bike ride yesterday or whatever, and you want to go into that deeper, then you find the leverage for yourself of pressing. You feel the difference, right? Yeah, just pressing down on that. So it's totally, you're totally in control of where you're going with the stretch. And then we'll drop that foot. 2 knees are back up to the sky. So that foot drops. Yep, 2 knees are back here. Feet are wider than your hips, so separate those feet back out. Find a big breath in. As you exhale, 2 knees go left. And then the left foot presses on top. Yep. And again, this is all you, Gav. So it's all about how deep do you want to go in the stretch for yourself, right? You're using the energy and the weight of that foot to press down, or you're completely relaxed and it's enough just where it is. And then slow and easy, we'll release that foot back center. And then all we're going to do is we're going to turn around. So turn yourself over onto the mat here. And we'll come up back onto the knees here. And then we're going to take your right arm and we're going to reach it. So you stay right where you are. So I'll be a little bit ahead of you so you can see. You're going to reach your right arm open to the sky. Find a big breath in. And then, Gavin, thread that arm under. And as you thread under, let your right shoulder drop into the mat and let your head drop into your towel. So let your head, and let that right arm drop to the floor. Right arm drops, very nice. And then let your left arm, let that arm that's out here, just reach it up. Reach it, yeah. And then press down into that shoulder. Nice. Does your head feel relaxed?
It does.
Yeah, good. So now you can just kind of use that leverage of your left arm into your mat just to feel the stretch run across the shoulder. And then what you'll do is you're going to take your left hand in front of your face and use it to press yourself up. And then come all the way up onto the knees. Now here's something to think about. If your knees feel uncomfortable on the thickness of the mat that you have, you can always take your mat and you can pull it back and double it and then come on up there. Do your knees feel good on this?
I'm good.
Yeah. So just in case you guys, if you're at home and your knees don't feel good there, you can always double that up. So now we're going to come back onto the wrists. Knees are under the hips, right? Wrists are under the shoulders. And we're going to take that left arm and reach it up like we did the right. Reach it open. Yeah, stretch open. Big breath in. As you exhale, Gavin, thread it through. So thread that left arm under. Let your left ear drop into the floor. And once you get comfortable, let your right arm reach out. And then you'll just stay right here. And this right hand is kind of as leverage, right? So you're kind of walking it to a place where it stabilizes you and it feels good. Yeah, nice. And your head is relaxed, right? Very nice. That looks really good. And you're just breathing into that left shoulder. And then you'll slide that right hand in front of your face to use it to press yourself up. Excellent. Then we're going to come back up onto the knees. And we're just going to reach the arms out into a figure 8. So you're just going to kind of make that all the way up to the sky until we get super high. And then, Gavin, go ahead and interlace your fingers together and bring your pointer fingers up to the sky. So pointer fingers are nice and high here. We'll find a deep breath in. You could be on your toes. And as you exhale, we're going to stretch to the left. So just reach over to the left and then let your chin be where your neck feels good. And then come back center. Find a big breath in. Squeeze your butt cheeks as tight as you can here. So we're protecting the low back. And then as you exhale, come to the other side. Reach it over. Stretch it open. Very nice. And then come back center and find your downward facing dog. So down dog, and if you were home by yourself, you're gonna just get your towel out of the way, right? No big deal. So this is your child's pose, Gav. Come on into down dog. Step your feet up, bring your butt in the air. Yeah, your sit bones are in the air. Look through your legs. Yes, let your head drop. So you're just moving through. So here in your down dog, keep your arms straight. Does it feel more comfortable than when you first started?
Yes.
Yeah, very nice, because your shoulders are warm and open. And then go ahead and take those baby steps that we started with, and we're gonna walk your feet up, one little step at a time. And until you get, yep, and you can bend them even more as you get here. So now we're gonna stay folded forward, and we're gonna walk the upper body to the right side. So you're just using your fingertips. Now let your head relax, Gavin. Yeah, relax down through your neck. Now grab your right calf and give yourself a hug. And you can take that left hand around behind that leg. So you wrap them, two of them around and catch on and hug in. Yeah, perfect. There you go, yep. Just so you get the grip, right? And then the left guy, two hands come around, catch it, and pull. Excellent. And then we'll come back center, and we'll bring your fingertips outside of your little toes, and we're gonna step back into that high plank. So high plank position, we're gonna do some work. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Squeeze your thighs and squeeze your glutes, Gavin. Nice. Here, we're tucking up through the belly button a little bit, and I want you to push yourself, actively push yourself away from the floor. Then we're gonna bring the knees down, but keep the hips flat. Beautiful. And then we're gonna lower down, slowly tuck the elbows in, come all the way to the floor, relax the top of your feet. So top of the feet are relaxed, slide your hands back. Awesome. And then press yourself away. Bring your shoulder blades together, squeeze your glutes tight, and then lower all the way down. And then relax. You can even support yourself here, cheek to one side. So you can just bring that out and let go. Okay, so we're gonna finish this practice, Gavin, with a little bit of work for your low back and your glutes. And so go ahead and reach your arms out in front of you as long as you can. Nice. Now, all I want you to do is keep your feet in the floor and squeeze your butt cheeks as tight as you can and lift your chest and your arms away from the floor. Arms come off the floor now. Arms come up. Yep, thumbs drive up to the sky. Look down at the floor a little bit. Lift the chest. Keep the glutes squeezed and lift the thighs up. Lift the legs up. Reach the toes back. Yeah. So now lift everything like Superman. Go ahead and lift it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax down. And cheek goes to the other side. So you can bring your arms under your head or just let your ear drop, whatever feels comfortable, and you're relaxed. So we're gonna do 2 more of those Superman poses.
Okay.
Give yourself a moment to just get your breath. Arms are gonna reach out long. Nice. So squeeze your butt cheeks, keep your feet in the floor. Lift your chest up, lift your arms up. Thumbs are to the ceiling. Now lift your thighs up. Legs come off the floor. Find the lift. 5, everything keeps getting high. 4, get it a little higher, Gav. 3, reach a little longer. 2, and relax it down. Cheek to the other side. Relax and release. So can you feel some work here? Yeah.
A lot of work there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why it's so important to engage through your glutes, because your glutes are the big house, right? That's the powerhouse. So those are your big muscles, and we want those guys to come on first. Then we want the back to come in and do its work second. So that's why it's really important that you're squeezing your butt cheeks as tight as you can. And a lot of times, if you don't use your glutes, they shut off. So that's a whole other episode. Reach your arms out nice and long. Thumbs are up. Upper body's gonna lift, glutes on first. Upper body lifts, arms come up, chest is up. Let's fly, Gav. Lift the legs up here. Reach the toes back. Drop the chin a little bit. The lower body's gonna swim, so just the legs are up and down as if you're swimming in the ocean. One leg up and one leg down. Yeah, without bending the knees. So straight legs, here we go. For 10, legs are like this. 9, 8, legs. 7, legs, add them in. 6, you got it. 5, 4, we're swimming. 3, 2, and relax down. So that's a little power movement that you just did.
It is a power movement.
Yeah, nicely done. Go ahead and turn yourself over onto your back. So just flip yourself over. And then we're going to come into butterfly pose. So let your arms be out with your palms up wherever they feel good. So they could be alongside of your body or all the way out, you choose. We're going to bring the soles of your feet together while you're lying there and just slide your heels up. Yes. Because you're warm, so we can open up in your hips a little more. So if you were home alone, you'd throw your little towel under your head. But since I'm here as your assistant, I have it all set for you. Okay, so now, Gavin, all I want you to do is I want you to relax through your face, relax through your upper body. So right now, go ahead and close your eyes. Yeah, your breath can be coming out of your mouth, so it's just your own natural rhythm of breath at your own pace. And I want you to relax through your knees. So let gravity take over, yeah. So you don't have to force your knees farther away from each other, but what you're doing is while we're here nice and warm, you're allowing gravity to find the stretch for you, right? We're warm in the hips, so why not take advantage of being able to stay in butterfly pose and open up through the pelvis a little bit more. Shoulder blades are relaxed. So now, Gavin, this is up to you. You can stay with the lower body exactly where it is until we end class. If it starts to feel like you've had enough stretch in your psoas and your hip flexors, then you're going to straighten your legs out and you're going to let them fall a little bit to the side. So you're going to be in charge of whether or not you want to come out of butterfly or if you want to stay in it while we're here. So go ahead and find a big breath in. Let your chest come all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, I want you to allow your vertebrae to drop into your mat one at a time. So we're just releasing through your back. We're relaxing through your shoulders. We're letting your eyeballs roll back into their socket, and an opportunity to let your tongue drop back into the back of your throat, which means that your teeth will not be clenched together. So really, really soft through the jaw. And as we relax into this space, we're going to take our moment right here to think of 3 things that you feel grateful for. And they could be really, really big, and they could be super, super tiny. So just find 3 things for yourself that you want to focus on. And when you think of the one thing, the first thing that you feel grateful for, allow yourself to enjoy it a little bit. Allow yourself to go into, why does that make me feel so happy? Or why does that make me feel so blessed? Why does that make me feel so much gratitude? So 3 things. Do that with each one. And while you're in your thoughts of gratitude, let your left leg straighten out and relax a little bit to the left. Let your right leg straighten out and relax a little bit to the right. Let the back of the knees. So the lower body's just getting as comfortable as it can. And I want you to let it get heavy into the floor. Let it melt into the floor. And then find a big breath in and let your chest rise all the way up to the sky. And on this exhale, I want you to think of something that you feel good about, something that you feel proud of, something that you've accomplished, whether it's really big or really small, and just give yourself a pat on the back right there. So this is just acknowledgement for you, from you. I want you to acknowledge something that you feel good about for yourself. And then we'll find one more breath in. Let your chest rise all the way up to the sky. And on a deep exhale, this moment here is for you, and it's called self-love. So an opportunity for you to give yourself a compliment. And as you say the word, sometimes it's kind of odd for you to even give yourself a compliment and to hear that. So I want you to think about it as if it's coming from someone that you know that really cares about you, your best friend, someone that's never going to lie to you, going to tell you the truth. Give yourself that compliment and then feel the words. Let it run through your body. And if it's available for you at home, to stay here and give yourself 5 good minutes. 5 minutes to let your mind space not catch on to anything. So as a thought comes into your mind, find a little visual for yourself. Maybe it's that thought is placed on a seashell and you release it out into the ocean. Maybe that thought is, flowing down with the raindrops. So as a thought comes in, find your visual and just let it wash away. And the thoughts will keep coming, and that's fine. And as they come in, I want you to allow yourself to just let them go here for 5 minutes. And you'll catch yourself maybe grabbing onto one and your mind gets preoccupied, and that's totally normal. See if you can then remember to bring it back and let that thought go. Beautiful work, everyone out there. Beautiful work. Gavin, nicely done. Namaste to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Good work. Good work.